Hello violinists, welcome to Pro Strings. I'm Henriette and I'm so excited because today is day 25 of the Learn to Play Suzuki Violin in 30 Days course. Today we will be learning the Gavotte by Gossec, which you can find in Suzuki Book 1 on page 43. As you will have noticed, this is the last piece in the book, so I congratulate you on getting this far. We will be doing some familiar things today and some new stuff too, and if you intend to continue your journey after this book, I recommend that now is the time to start ordering Suzuki Book 2. I will write the precise title of this book in the description below so you can find it there. So let's get you tuned up first. Here is your A. Is written in the key of G major, so as usual let's warm up by playing a G major scale in arpeggio. Now in the last session, in day 24, we discussed the difference between staccato, which means short, and legato, which are smooth notes. And we are going to play our G scale legato, every note twice with long bows, and I encourage you all to check all your positions again before we start. So how is your stance? Are you standing with your left foot forward? How is your violin hold? Is it nice and up on your shoulder? Is your finger line level with the E string? Is your thumb in the right place? And are you pushing your wrist out okay? Even if you focus on only one thing today, that is going to improve your playing, isn't it? So I'm also checking over my bow hold, and off we go on the G scale. And hold it there for one moment. Now let's change your focus. So if you were focusing on perhaps having your thumb upright, change it to your bow hold now. Or if you were focusing on your stance, focus on your left wrist now when we go down the scale. So we're going from the top second finger and on with the G major arpeggio. The letter names are G, B, D, G, B, D, G. Now, you may have shifted your focus from one thing to the next, up and down the scale. Let's try and find a different focus now. For instance, straight bowing or your finger line. So whatever you haven't picked in the previous two sections that we've played, pick a different focus that you want to think about. Here we go with the arpeggio. Well done. So you've noticed that not only do I want you to get a good violin technique and to learn all the proper scales and arpeggios with the correct pieces, I'm hoping I also bring across some efficient ways of getting better at playing the violin really, really quickly. And that is why you shift your focus from one aspect of your technique to another each time we do something different. So well done for sticking with me with that, because it is the most efficient way to learn. Now let me play you the first two lines of the Gavotte, number 17 in Suzuki Book 1. This is on page 43. Here we go. By having a look at the second bar of this piece, and we're just going to practice that grace note here. Do it slowly first, and let's do it again. And you know that your second finger is really close by here, by the first finger, and one more time. Now let's practice the other grace note in bar 4. So now we've got a high second finger, a C sharp, and a D. There you go. Very good. Now we're going to add the notes before and after the grace note. So we're playing the whole of bar 2 first. Let's do that again. Shall we do it one more time? Great. Now let's have a look at bar 4, and we'll play the whole of bar 4. And again. When you play those crotchets before and after the grace note, make sure your bow is nice and straight. Okay. Now let's have a look at the first bar of this piece. You can see that every note has a staccato dot on it. So we're going to talk about staccato a little bit today. As you perhaps know, your bow is made to be bouncy, and you can test that on your bow because you can squeeze the stick onto the hair like that. If you put it in the middle on the A string, you can see now there is a space between my hair and my stick, and now I can put the pressure on my bow hand and I can press the stick into the hair so that the two touch. And it's really this movement that we're going to be using. So feel what your hand is doing, your right hand. So you're squeezing it and then you're letting go. You're squeezing it and then you're letting go. And that's a good exercise to do actually. So what my hand is doing, squeezing that bow and letting go. Squeezing it and letting go. And that's what I'm doing on every bow stroke. And we're going to practice this first on an open A string. So let's squeeze it and then you play a down bow. You relax it as soon as you start to move. And now we come to the end of the bow stroke and I'm pressing it back on. So I'm squeezing it again. Now our next bow stroke is firmly onto the string. And now you relax it. And at the same time start moving and you put the pressure back on. There we go. Right, the tricky bit in this is that you want to time it in such a way that you start to move the bow exactly at the same time as when you release the pressure. So let's focus on that right now, shall we? So release and put the pressure back on. And see if you can time it right this time. I'm sticking my finger out just to let you see how that works, but I want you to keep your fingers the same. There's not much to see if I do it like that, you see. That's the reason why I'm lifting up my finger, so you can see what's going on. Okay, let's do that one more time. So we're starting in the middle of the bow. Put the pressure on. Okay, and suddenly you're going to release that pressure. And put it back on. And then release it. And release it. Yes, that's getting better every time. So now we're going super slow from the beginning. Here we go. We're starting in the middle of the bow. 1 and 2 and. Now you might find that is already way too fast. That's quite normal if you find that way too fast, so don't worry about it. That's okay. We're going to go a little bit more slowly then, okay? So put your bow back in the middle, squeeze the stick onto the hair, and here we go, we'll let go, and put it back on, put it back on, and release, and let go, put it back on. Very good. You may have felt that there is a risk of when you put pressure on your right hand, that the left hand fingers will start to squeeze into that neck of the violin as well. So let's this time play it and focus on letting go a little bit of that pressure in your left hand. So you want to see if you can get your thumb nice and soft here. And that gives you a good start. So we're going to do that first bar again. Super slow so that you can control the bowing. Ready? And. Oh, that's coming now. Well done. So shall we do that one more time? And then we'll carry on to the end of the line. And. So we're resetting it in the middle. And phew, that was hard work. So relax your right hand really nicely now, because we don't want that to get too tight, because all of those previous weeks we've been working on relaxing everything. So that is a bit of a risk when you start to play staccato, and that's why we haven't done it up to this point, is that you get more tense in your playing. So we're always going back to that relaxation again. So if your shoulders are tight, give it a good roll, give them a good roll, and your arms as well, so that you keep focusing on being relaxed. Okay, let's do that first line again. So I'm checking my left hand, I'm checking that it's not too tight. Okay, here we go. Put your bow down in the middle, put the pressure on, so squeeze your bow a little bit with your fingers, and ready, and... Shall we carry on then, onto the second line? And retake the bow again, to the middle, and... Now perhaps you've noticed that on the last two bars there are no dots. Well, they are in the last bar, but the penultimate bar has not got any dots, and that means that we're playing, as usual, legato. Yes, that's it. Now I'm playing the fingering that is below the note. So if you look at the C sharp, which is the last note of bar 7, I'm playing it with the third finger, so you can cross out the 4 that's up at the top, and then I'm playing an open D string in the last bar. Okay, so I'm playing. The reason why I'm playing an open D string here is that my next note is going to be on the A string, so I want to be on the adjacent string already. I don't want to be here, and then I'll have to skip a string to go to the A string for that grace note. Okay, so I'm trying to keep the notes as close together on the strings as I can, so therefore I play an open D string. Can we play the last two bars of this first section once more? And crotchets in the last bar, and they have got dots for staccato, you just separate them slightly, so you don't need to squeeze it too hard. You just make them separate from the other notes. Okay, once it goes faster, that will sound like proper staccato, but don't squeeze it too hard there. All right, now when you're playing these two lines, keep as slow as you need to in order to control the staccato in your right hand. I promise you that will come and you will be able to play it faster, but it's early days and that's okay. Alright, so don't go faster, because then you lose the staccato again, you see, and then it all becomes legato. And this piece, if you have a sneak preview of bar 17, that's where the legato section begins. So this piece is very clearly in two different parts, the first half being staccato and the second half being legato. Today we're working on the first half only, and the following day, day 26, we're going to have the legato section and we'll put it all together. Okay, so now let's have a look at bar 9, and I'm just going to learn the notes in bar 9, so I'm not going to worry about the staccato at all. I'm just going to play even notes and just working out which fingers they are going to be. Ready? Slow and... to here for now, and let's take a look at bar 10. And bar 10 is a bit of a special bar because we've got the second finger on the D string first, and you'll remember that that is a wide gap between your fingers, and then we've got an open A, and then the second finger comes on the A string, and then it's together. Let's find bar 10. Here's F sharp, and now place your fingers together. That's lovely, very nice. So now we're going back to bar 9 once more. Here we go. And very nice. Could you do me a favour and try and play the first finger on the string while you play the second finger? So this is the beginning of bar 9. I'm playing A, 2, and I play the second finger while my first finger is also on the string. So I'm not doing it like this. Okay, I just want you to have the correct technique and have the two fingers down together. So here we go again. A, put your first and second fingers down together. That's it. 1, and now leave that first finger down while you play 3. Let's do that again, shall we? Both fingers down. 1. Leave your first finger down and add your third finger. Wow, that's a good technique there. Okay, let's do it one more time. Bar 9 and... here, and you may have noticed I'm playing the open A string and then I'm playing all 3 fingers down because I need to go to that second finger, you see, and it's already ready on the string. Yes, so let's play from the open A string, all fingers down on D in their correct pattern. Wow, there's a lot to think about in a short space of time there. Really good, well done, good technique. Okay, now, shall we add the staccato to this now? Sorry if I'm confusing you now, because there is so much to think about. And this is what I always have been saying all along. You have several issues together in this bar, and you want to sort out one thing before you put it all together. So we have been working a little bit on leaving our fingers down. We've not worried about the staccato at all. And this time, we're not going to worry as much about our fingers, but we're going to focus especially on the staccato notes. Okay, eventually those two aspects will integrate, but it would drive my simple brain crazy if we tried to do it all at the same time. And I think it works like that for most people. Okay, so we're on bar 9, and we're going to go staccato. 3, 4. Shall we do that again? So take it easy and squeeze and stop it and stop it on the notes, no staccato dots on those crotchets. So some people will say, oh, I like it a lot if that would be staccato. That's fine, that's your personal interpretation. I'm just going to play legato for now. You see, like that. And other people might say, oh no, I don't like that. I'm going. We'll come to that later on. Now we're going to look at bar 11. And we're just going to find out what notes they are there, okay? So let's think about the technique here a little bit. Again, we're going back to playing two fingers together on the string. So we're going to go 1, and now we're playing both the third and the second finger down together. And you'll see why, because the second finger is up next. So it's already on the string. So try to put your second finger down while you play the third finger. And now we want to play 3 and 4 together. Because here's your 3, you see. So let's go 2, 4, 3, 2, both the third and fourth finger down, and 3. Let's do that again. Both fingers down. There it comes. Okay, let's put this whole bar together now. Bar 11 and second and third finger down together. Third and fourth together. Keep going. You see, even here I've got my fingers down in the correct pattern. Whew, I'm sorry if I'm confusing you with all the things that there are to think about here. Okay, that will come if you find that very, very confusing today. Don't worry about it. You will find it easier after a little while. So give it a couple of days and you'll think, what was I actually worried about? Okay, so let's do bar 11 once more. And this time, we're not going to worry so much about the fingers. We're going to think much more about the staccato this time. So we're in the middle of the bow, and I want you to squeeze that bow down. Are you ready to let go? And okay, let's do that one more time. And in the middle, and wow, that was great playing, well done. Okay, now it will get a little bit easier. Okay, so we're on the fourth line now, and I'm starting on the fourth finger. Let's go slowly, just exploring what notes they are. And retake the bow and so take a look at the last bar but one, which is bar 15, because the notes, the fingers are a little bit more tricky in that bar. We're going 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, A, 1 on D, 2 on D. So let's play that bar 3 times in a row, shall we? Here we go, and let's do that again. Once more, and sorry, I couldn't resist that one. Okay, well done. Wow, we've come a long way today. So let's now play bar 13 and the whole of that line, and we're going to add the staccato notes. So we're starting on the 4th finger. If you find that easier, you can find your 4th finger like that. In the middle of the bow, ready? Squeeze your bow and let go. Shall we now play the whole thing? And I'm going to play it without a repeat, because you can do that at home as well. But we're going from the beginning up to the middle of this piece. So the whole section that we've practiced so far. And we're keeping it fairly slow, although we're going slightly faster than before. So we're going at this pace. After 4. Let's get ready in the middle of the bow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest back to the middle and you have worked incredibly hard. So well done if you've kept up with me all that time. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. Let me know what was the most tricky bit for you in the comments section below. And I look forward to seeing you in day 26, where we'll be practicing the second half of this piece. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, why not do it now? Because then I can let you know, if you hit the bell button, I can let you know when day 26 is released. Goodbye.